Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Monday morning. Thinking, we should take this workout outside maybe. So if you do have the space and you can work out outside, go enjoy that. So there we're 7 of us. Bonjour Carole and good morning Cheryl. So thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to do a 30-minute cardio core, and there's no impact in the workout. There will be the option to add a little up in there, so you do what you can for today. I'm just going to turn this off here. Perfect. So feet are going to be a little wider than your hips to start. You're going to lift your heel up and let's press it down gently and lift the other one up and gently press it down. So as we have 4 movements this morning, and we're doing 3 rounds of 50 seconds of each movement with a little 10 seconds in between. I said you can, if you have them, grab 2 small weights. So anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds. Unlock that left knee, bend the right, give me little circles. If you do not have small weights, you can grab 2 water bottles, 2 cans of soup, something you can grab, right? Yeah, so and that will be perfect. Unlock that left knee, bend the right, and other way around, and up, open together. So you're going to keep your hips towards me. Last one. Okay, let's put your feet a little wider than your hips. Lift your arms up, relax your shoulder. Give me 1 rotation forward, the other one back, and then let's switch gently. Good. And bonjour Rita, bonjour Diane. And a little rotation. Good, so we're going to stay rotated forward on one side, look over the other side. I want you to lengthen a little bit your core and then try and go further, but in both directions. So you're lengthening, feeling that extra stretch in the top of the shoulder. Release, other side, lengthen, little reach, and back to center. Give me some rotation with your wrist. Bring your arms up. And let's rotate the other direction, bringing your arms down. Good, and release the shoulders. We're going to do some little tap jacks, so out to the side. So here, if you prefer, you can do jumping jacks. If you're doing jumping jacks, make sure when you're jumping that your knees are not caving in. So if you're jumping, you're pressing your heels into the ground a little bit every time that you're landing. So you land softly, and then so you can have your arms. You can do the tap with your arms. Good, and let's bring your arms at shoulder height and open and close. Now here, make sure you're not sinking into that low back. So if you're jumping, you're gonna go to the front. Good, and last one. Perfect, and relax those shoulders. So grabbing those 2 weights, again, anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds, or 2 water bowls, 2 cans of soup, even if they're lighter, that's fine. So we're gonna start with a little squat and a front raise. So here, your feet are gonna be a little wider than your hips. Whenever we're squatting, I want you to think about pulling yourself down. So engaging elastic under your arms, and you're pulling down and coming up. Then we're going to add the arms. So for our core, we're going to inhale as we're coming down, lifting those arms in front. Exhale, press them back. So from the front, inhale, exhale. Now, if you find the weights a little too much, just put them off to the side. You can also keep the weights a little bit lower here, so it's not as straining on your neck. Whenever we're doing this squat, I want your hips to come down. I don't want your upper body to come down. So you're pulling your hips down first, coming in front, and arms to the side. Bringing the arms in front with a little extra weight is going to engage your core a little bit more. Then we're doing a lunge. So we're going to go forward today. Typically we go back, so leg forward, that back leg down, and then you're going to press up with the toes. We're going to add the arms. So I'm going to go to the front so you can see the arms in front. You're going to have your arms up here, rotate. So it's like your opposite arm is over the knee, and then push. Alternate, rotate, push. So I don't want your upper body to curve forward. When I go into that little rotation, my arms are here, I rotate, but I'm not bending forward over my knee. Doesn't matter how far you're rotating, just a little rotation. Then, I know it's a little complicated this morning, that's why there's only 4. Feet a little wider than your hips, elbows are by your side. You're gonna punch right next to your chin here. Now make sure you're far enough that you're not gonna hit your chin, but you don't wanna be too far. So just kind of keeping it close, working on your core, and we're gonna add a little rotation of your hip. So here, punch, punch, punch. I'm going to give you the option to add a little hop here. That's an option. Then side, hands are going to be in front. Again, we don't want that rounded back. Out to the side, going towards the knee. Center, side, center. From the side, it's going to look like this. A nice straight back, pressing into your heel, sending the hip back, not sideways. So the knee stays behind the toes and up. Side, straight back, we're not going forward, stand. And that's it. So we do 50 seconds of each. Any questions? So don't push through knee pain, especially as and I'm gonna go a little faster. Do not compromise your form for speed, especially when we're going into that lunge forward. I'm landing, then think down. We don't want this to happen. Okay, that knee going over. So take the time to land properly and we'll get going. All right, so we're doing 50 seconds. I know 50 seconds is long. So we're gonna start with our squat. Feet a little wider than your hips, weights to the side. You're gonna squat down, bringing your arms in front, press it up, little press back. Okay, so we're sitting, pressing back. Watch the chest, I don't want that to happen. Inhale, exhale. So to make this movement a little harder, bring your arms a little higher in front. Do the squat that works for you today. So if you have any knee pain, just a little squat. Press it back. If you have neck pain, keep the weights a little bit lower in front. Last one. And relax those shoulders. All right, we're gonna bring the legs under the hips. We're gonna go into our lunge. So we're gonna bring our arms up and lunge forward with your right leg. Bring it down, little rotation over to the knee. Pop it back up. Over, rotate. Pop it back up. So I'm gonna go a little faster. If your arms are getting tired or you have a little bit of balance issue, take your time. Forward, down, up. Forward, down, up. Keep your arms a little lower. Little rotation here. If you're feeling that into your neck, lower the arms. Forward, down, press. Last one. And up and relax. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. We're going into that side to side toe tap. So feet a little wider than the hips, elbows by your side, punch. So you're keeping it close here. I want your shoulder to be nice and tight. Core is really engaged. Good, and we're doing a little rotation, tapping that back toe. So that hip is rotating forward. We're not following it. And you can add a little hop in the middle. Now if that's too much, you can't follow with the hands, come back with that toe tap. Make sure you're not punching yourself. I have done that before. 5 seconds. And relax, shake it out. And we're going into those side-to-side lunges. Our last one. So we're gonna go over to your right. Arms are gonna be in front. Again, we're not rounding the shoulders. So nice landing, hips back, pull up. Nice landing, hips back, pulling up. Landing, so make sure you're not pulling with your shoulders here. Landing, shoulders stay down, elbows up. Keep the elbows a little lower. If you're feeling that your neck is engaging, it's hard to let it release. Keep the elbows lower. You're gonna exhale to the center. It's almost over for that first round. Last one. Good, and bring your arms down. Put the weights down, grab some water. We're gonna get a little break and do that 2 more times. So if you have any questions here, let me know. I'm gonna have the little cue of tightening your grip around the weights that you have. So that's just to get a little bit more engagement. Okay. So I'm gonna go again, don't compromise the form for the speed. That core is our big focus. All right, so we're gonna go again for round 2. So grabbing those weights, I'm gonna go into our squat. So feet a little wider than the hips, shoulders are in, and we're gonna bring it down, weights in front, press it back. Weights in front. So I'm going a little faster than the last one. Focus on the form here. Straight back. Breathing in, out. Pressing into your heels, pulling yourself down. Grip the weights, so tighten your hands around those weights. You can engage a little bit more the arms. Make sure you're breathing out. Coming up and pull yourself down. Don't just sink into that squat. Engage, pulling down, pressing into your heels. Watch the knees. We don't want this to happen. Good, last one. Relax those shoulders. Just shake it out a little bit. We're going into those lunges. All right, and going forward. So notice I didn't squeeze the weights here. Shoulders a blade in the little pocket, leg forward, weights in front, rotate, pop up. Forward, rotate, pop up. You can add that little extra movement with your arms coming off to the side, making it a little bit more flowy. It's gonna be a little harder for that core, for your balance. Making sure you're landing and then coming down, pressing into that front heel. Now you're feeling that into your neck, keep the weights lower. You can add that little rotation here, keeping your weights a little bit lower. All right, relax those shoulders. Feel a little wider than your hips, elbows by your side. Tightening your grip around those weights. And we're gonna punch side to side and up. So that little rotation of the hip, but you're squeezing that glute here a little bit. So I'm not just flipping around. Okay, so you're rotating the hip, nice and engaged core, weights are close to you. Punching next to your chin, breathe. You can add that little hop. Tighten your grip around the weights. And it's control movement. I'm not overturning that leg here. Just a little rotation. And relax, good. We got one more, side to side lunge. And feet under your hips, we're gonna go over, remember, straight back. We're gonna inhale on our way out. Exhale. Inhale. Now make sure here, it doesn't matter how far we go with the weights. Okay, so wherever they happen to land, we don't need to go down and curve our back here. So straight pressing into your heel, keeping your back straight, your neck in line with your spine, so that you're not straining your neck to look up. Pressing into that heel. Remember lifting the elbows a little bit less. If you're feeling that strain in your neck, squeeze the weights. It's almost over. Last one. And relax, let's put those weights down. Grab some water, walk around. This is round 2. Okay. So if you took heavier weights than you thought, if you took heavier weight thinking, oh, this is pretty easy, and you're feeling it now, feel free to drop the weights. If you're using water bottles or cans, you're like, this is too much, do the whole movement, squeezing your fists without the extra weight, okay? So, one more round. All right, let's get ready for those squats. Now again, for the last round, we're sometimes I find, because we're warmed up, I find balance a little easier. But other times it has the opposite effect, where because we're a little tired, then balance goes out the window. So do what you can for this round. Listen to your body. All right, feel a little wider than your hips. And we're gonna inhale on our way down and go. Inhale, weights in front, exhale, up. Pressing into those heels, straight back. You bring the weights in front. You need more, bring them higher. Listen to your knees. We want nice, stable knees here, especially on the way down. We don't want that little wobble. So if you're coming down and you feel your knees stop, further and then up. So stop when they wobble, tiny bit further, pressing up until you get that full control. Make sure you're not lifting with the shoulders. Those weights are heavy enough at the end of your arms. Last one. And relax those shoulders. Good. Feet underneath your hips. We're going to take that right leg forward. Make sure you're not crossing in front. So keep it hip width apart. And let's go forward. Lift the weights. A little rotation. Pop it back. So you can keep the weights up for a little less balanced challenge, or move the weights because we're adding a little bit of weight movement outside of our center of gravity. It's not a big rotation. There's no curve in your back. You're keeping that back nice and straight, pressing into the heel, keeping the knee behind your toes. You're pushing with the toes to pop back up, but coming down, we're not pressing into the toes. So you're landing, after that you press into your heel. This is our last one. Good, relax the shoulders, relax your arms, feel a little wider than your hips, and weights by your side. Nice and tight core, and let's punch, rotate. Now if you're getting dizzy, make sure you're breathing, and keep your eyes into an angle just a little bit wider than your shoulders. So if you follow your hips, I get dizzy. Just make that end movement a little smaller. You can add that little hop if you want. Make sure you're not lifting those shoulders here. Nice strong core, little tap with your toes. Breathe. Tighten your grip around those weights. Nice and controlled movement, so it's really close to your body. Last one, and bring it down. Relax your shoulders. Last exercise, 50 seconds. Feet under your hips. We're gonna step over to your right and bring it down. And pull up. Bring it down. Pull up. Now don't just let yourself sink in here. Think about pulling yourself down. Pull up. Pull yourself down. Pull up. Don't follow your arms with your shoulders here. Shoulders are staying engaged. Breathing out, coming up to the middle. Take the time to land, then go down. If you need a little bit more time at each rep, that's okay. Remember, I said I'm gonna go a little faster, but you do what you can for this round. And it's almost over, and you are done for today. You did it, awesome. Let's stop that, grab some water. All right. And let's walk around. So we're tempted to sit down after we work out. Hopefully you didn't have a chair close by today. So just walk around, and we finished standing, so that's easier to keep walking around. So let's take a deep breath in and out. All right, let's put our hands in front, and you're gonna tighten your fist here, and you're gonna tighten those shoulders, and you're gonna tighten your abs, your glutes. Press your heels into the floor and grab the floor with your toes, and then pretend you're holding on to heavy, heavy luggage, and then just let them go. And relax, give me some little hip rotation. Let's go the other direction, little hip rotation. So I hope you're sweating a little bit. I know I'm pretty warm. And back to center, lift your arm up, just drop it. So your arms, because of the grip, and we are tightening a little harder, you probably are feeling your forearms a little bit more, other side. So I'm trying to get you to relax. And we're gonna do that little shoulder sequence. I'm gonna try and get you to stretch out your arms. And down, good. Let's bend, think up, pulling yourself down, little tuck under, palms to each side. You're gonna lift up gently, relax, rotate. You're gonna reach towards each side of your space, pressing with your abs towards the back. So I feel this into my back usually. Relax. Reach a little further, holding this in place. Again, low back, release, other side. Release. Now let's lift up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulder. We're gonna stretch the sides here. So think from under your arm, lifting up towards the ceiling. Pull that hip down instead of following it. Pull it down, release. Other side, lifting up a little higher and release. Let's open up those curtains, sending your elbows back. Now extend those hands, so stretching the bottom of your arms. Extend the fingers, release. Relax. Okay, and we're gonna lift your right arm up. Release the shoulder. Let's drop above your head, and then keep this in place. Lengthen, little reach a little further. So get a tiny stretch here. Bring that shoulder in front and relax and open. Other side, lifting it up. Release the shoulder, drop it on top. Little lift and swipe it in front and open. Good, relaxing your shoulders. Let's do that little arm stretch from the beginning. Lengthen, rotate forward, rotate back. Little stretch in each direction, center. Rotate forward, rotate back, stretching in each direction, and center. And release, relax those shoulders. Feet under your hips. You're gonna take your right foot back, heel down, hips up, gentle lunge forward. Little stretch into your calf here. And then release, bend the knee. Okay, let's come up on the back toes, relax. We're gonna stretch our quad a little bit more. Little tuck under, little stretch into the front here. Pulling yourself down, getting into the quad. Pressing it back. Good, let's do that one more time. Up, tucking under, pulling it down. And pressing it back. Perfect. And let's bring it to center. Now same leg is gonna go in front, just lengthen. Lower. Make sure you're not following it forward. So just lengthen and lower. Lighten your core, send the hips back, toes towards you. Drop your toes towards the outside. Little stretch here. Foot down, bend the knee. Come on up, other side. Foot to the back, foot down. Hips up, lunging forward. Bending that back knee, stretching the calf, sorry. And release. Come on up on your back toes. Tucking under, pulling down. Press it back, relax. Adjust for balance, a little wider if you need to. Lift up, tuck, pulling down. And pressing it back. And release, let's sweep that leg forward. Flex your foot, lower it down. Lengthen, hips back. Little stretch behind the leg, drop the toes out, stretch behind the knee. And foot back to center, rolling up. Relaxing those shoulders. Good. And let's think up nice and tall with your neck. Lengthen here, pulling up. And bring it back to center. Lengthen from the back, looking down. Back to center. Lengthen, look over your right shoulder. Go to where you can for today. Back to center. Lengthen, nice and slow towards your left. Slowly going to where you can. And back to center. Move the shoulders. And drop your chin gently towards your chest. Give me a little roll to one side. Back to center. A little roll to the other side. And back to center and up. I hope you enjoyed the short workout this morning. Go enjoy this beautiful day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.